In this video, I'm going to talk about operation hours within Dynamics 365 Customer Service Omnichannel application. What is an operation hours? Operation hours define basically the hours on which the support team is active and is ready and is available to service the customer. Now, this operation hours can be scheduled for an agent, for a bot, and for a queue as well. Automated messages will be displayed during non-working hours. Okay, so operation hours basically means like this is the time through which this customer service system is open and customer is ready to raise any support request during that specific time only. Usually it's during the daytime, but for some organization it is 24 by 7. Now, if you see here, there are multiple places through which it has its references. So first is in the admin center. You have an option to under calendar to define the days and hours your team will be available to interact with the customers for operating hours. Now, if no hours are set, then it is by default assumed that the calendar will be running 24 by 7. Operating hours are mainly used for unified routing. Now, how does that work? Is you need to define the working hours. You can specify which days of the week you're going to work as like an organization, and what is the end date for it, and what is the start time and end time, and what time zone does it belongs to. So now, once all these parameters are set, then your working hours for an organization is set. Now, as a part of the queue, there is like you can attach an operation hours for a queue as well. So when you set up a queue under advanced queue, you can set your operation hours. Now, within the chat, you can also use that operation hours by mapping the operation hours to the chat channel, and the chat will only be displayed during the operation hours if the settings are enabled. Now, you can also show a widget outside of operation hours and specify that, hey, our agent is not available at the moment. And then maybe you can come back at, say, the specified opening time for the operation hours. Now, this is also one of the example which you can see that, there is an operating hours. You can set up the working hours. You can set up the holiday. And going back to the slide, in the chat channel settings, you can set up an operation hours over here in the drop down. Okay. Again, I talked about queues. So advanced queues, you can configure the operation hours, and this operation hours is available within Omnichannel Admin Center. So we will just navigate through that in a moment. Now, I'm in the customer service admin center. The first thing which I'm gonna do is to first have a look into the operation hours. So I'll do a search admin setting, and I'll say operation hours. Okay. Now, if I type operation hours, I don't see anything. Okay. Now it's termed differently. It's called as operating hours. Okay. So if I type operating hours, then I'll see operating hours under calendar. Alternatively, I can navigate from here as well. Okay. So calendar operating hours. So if I click on calendar, I can see operating hours. I click on manage. Same setting. Now, if you see, this is how you set up the operating hours. Now, operating hours is basically an operating hours of an organization. The organization may be customer service delivery organization. Now, what you need to do, you need to create by clicking on new. Okay, so if I say put a new operating hours for my New South Wales office, so New South Wales operating hours. Okay, this is the name maybe I'll give, and I'll say in description operation hours for New South Wales. So you can set multiple operation hours for your different branches, for different units, different departments. So you can set operating hours for all those different entities. It all depends on how your organization is shaped up. Now you can have a different operating hours for the East Coast and the West Coast region, or you can have a same operating hours for multi-tiered cities, or different operating hours for different cities located in different countries. Okay, so I'm just creating one operating hour for one of the states in Australia. So this is, say, New South Wales operating hours. Now once I save it, I see a tab called as operation working hours. So if I click on working hours, here I can set the working hours. Now, by default, if you see that this is in a like a monthly view, okay. Now I can change the view to day, daily view, weekly view, and monthly view. Okay, and I can navigate to the month by clicking on this arrow. So I'm in November month, December month, Jan month, Feb month, and from here I can navigate to the today's date. Okay, now that's fine. But what we are going to do, we are going to set some working hours. Okay, so you'll click on new and say working hours. Okay, now in the working hours, you'll say, hey, no, my organization doesn't work for all day. Okay, it doesn't work for all day. I'd say we will start from, say, November of the 1st. Okay, and then we will provide this service till, okay, let's say custom. Let me say choose an end date. Now the end date which I'm going to select is from November till, say, maybe Jan 31st. Okay, now here, uh, this is how I have set it. Okay, now I need to specify what is the timing which I'm going to work on. Now the time zone is GMT plus 10 for me, and say maybe Sunday I'm not going to work. My organization not going to work, so Sunday and Saturdays are off, and maybe let's give them Wednesday off. Okay, so this is how you can set the working hours. Okay, and then you click on save. Now the moment you do that, this working hour calendar is now set. You know, now if I go into, say, November month, you will see that, Wednesday it is blocked, and it will go till December, January, but Feb it won't be there. Okay, so Feb is empty, as you see over, because we have restricted that calendar to just for 3 months. Okay, now you can also inject a holiday in between. So let's assume that, okay, you might have a Christmas holiday. So Christmas, maybe the 25th. Okay, uh, and maybe Boxing Day as well. So 25th to 26th, and I'll say Christmas as Boxing Day. Okay, and then the time zone is okay. I click on save. Now if I see the December month, uh, 25, 26 is off. So effectively 24, 25, 26, 27 is off, and then we resume on 28th after the 22nd. So this is how you can set up the working hours. I click on save. Okay, but where are you gonna use this working hours? Okay, now where you use is, first is you go to channels. If you have a chat channel created, if I go to chat, manage, chat, Girish, and edit, this is the chat channel which I have created earlier. Now here under chat widget, I can specify the operation hours name. Now here I can select that calendar, New South Wales operating hours. Okay, and then I will say show widget outside of operation hours, and then use this within my chat widget. Right. So this is one of the way through which I can set the operation hours for my channel. Okay. Other way is you go to queues. Okay, in queue you have basic queues and advanced queue. And now see the definition of advanced queue. It says set assignment methods to automatically distribute work to users, manage users in the queue, operating hours, and overflow condition. So in advanced queue, if you see here, there are different queues which has been created. Let me go into Girish, say chat queue, and here under Girish chat queue, you can see that Girish chat queue has an operation hours defined, right? Now we have selected Giri operating hours. Okay, so and that's why it is showing you over here in a read-only fashion. Okay, so November, December, and there is nothing for Feb, right? Oh, this is for Feb because we have Giri operating hours. We haven't selected the New South Wales operating hours. However, if you would have selected, then Feb wouldn't have been displayed over here, right? Now, let me show you another example. So let me go into, say, Giri WQ. Okay. Now here, this is also on Giri operating hours, so that's not a good example. Let me go back Let me see Girish chat queue. That is also not a good example. Girish channel queue, fallback queue. Here you can see operating hours is set as Giri operating hours. Okay. Now what I can do from here is I'll say, oh no, I don't want this operation hours. I will remove this. Okay. Now once I remove this, you will see a button which says set operation hours. Okay. It says choose the days and hours for this queue. To be active agents will only receive work during these hours. If no operations are set, queue will be 24/7. So if I can set this operation hours, and then from here I can select the queue. So let me select say New South Wales operation hours, click on save, and then this particular fallback queue, which is a part of an advanced queue, will have an operation hours setup. Okay, now again, this is New South Wales operating hours. I can see October, November, December, Jan, and nothing for Feb. Okay, so it's still 31st of Jan. So that's how you can set up those advanced queues. So that's it, folks. This is all about setting the working hours, the operation hours basically for an organization in Dynamics 365 customer service omnichannel application. Thanks for watching.